But in order to separate like that, you need someone who can tell you what is this and what is that, and to separate it for you enough until you know. Oh, okay, before I thought it was this, but now it is not. I know. You've been trained and shouldn't get confused. This is not waswasa. This is coming from my sheikh. This is not a good idea. This is coming from my ego. You learn how to separate, because the whole point is to be able to get certainty. Three holy months. In these 3 holy months, you begin the fight against your nafs, which is what Ramazan is, to fight against your nafs. For the general, for the awam, you start in Rajab. You already start fighting, understanding. In order to fight against your nafs, you have to first know what is your nafs. Because maybe you think that is not my nafs, this is my intelligence. You need a teacher, a guide, who is going to say, this is not your intelligence, this is coming from your nafs. Listen, I will break it down for you, they say in this country. I will break it down for you. I will explain. You must be patient. You must see. You must understand. You must hold on tightly. You understand? That begins with Rajab, Shaban, and then when you enter into Ramazan, it is easy. The ease of Ramazan is because you've done the most of the fighting in those months already. Then the Ramazan, you're going to get the blessings of what? The blessings that when you fight against the nafs and the nafs is weak and the spirit is strong, the ease and the lightness comes from that. You understand? A lightness and a closeness to the holy ones. This is for awam. For the murid, you don't begin in Rajab. For the murid, you begin not in Muharram. For the murid, you begin this fight to separate, not to be confused, from the day that you give your initiation to the Shaykh. You don't stop fighting until you die. You become more and more aware, more and more refined. Like what the khutbah is saying, you become what Shaykh Efendi is saying. The more you understand, the more you become aware. It's not that the more you understand, the more you do, and then the easy it is going to be for you to escape. No, more you're going to be aware. More you're going to be careful. Prophet ﷺ, one time, he was burying one of his sahabis, and he was standing very carefully, and they were asking, Ya Rasulullah, is there a reason why you're standing like that? And he says, yes, if only you can see what I saw. The angels were spreading their wings on the ground, and I was careful not to step on their wings. These days, people who they think they become aware, they take that as a license to do more stupid things. They're not even aware. They think that they're aware, and they think that they have the license to do more egoistic things because they're not following a guide. Or they take the guide's words and they're twisting it here, they're twisting it there to fit. They're not trained now. So now a murid is trained the day that he took hand. Then he's going to understand, oh, it's not only the day that I took hand, that I gave bayat to my shaykh, that I'm starting to understand so many things. I was starting to understand so many things. That's why Allah is leading me here, to understand more. The more deeper he goes, more he understands, oh, that means Allah never left me. Prophet ﷺ never left me. My guide, spiritual hand was on me since the day I was born. You understand? So now, when you know these actions are from your ego, these actions are from shaitan, these actions are the actions of my shaykh, these actions are sunnat, these actions are good. These actions are actions of Salihin. These actions are actions of the awliya Allah. These are actions of awliya Shaitan. Once you start understanding all of that, and you start watching and you're practicing it every day, there is no confusion. It's going to come to your heart. No, I shouldn't be doing it like this. You're going to be careful. You're going to be careful even how you walk and how you sit and how you talk. You're going to be careful because even when you do something wrong, you will feel very strongly, this is wrong. I'm not sure. I must consult. I must talk. I must see. I must understand. You're not going to be left alone. There is no confusion. There is no confusion. Haq is clear, batil is clear. There is no confusion. You just have to make the choice. And if you're a murid, the choice is to go in the way of Haq. You can choose to go to the way of batil too, those who took hand, definitely. There are so many people who they gave bayat, but they continue in the way of their ego. You think they're going to escape? You think just because they say Medet is going to come? You know what's going to come? The Shah is going to be the first one to smack you before anything else. Because they say, you dare to ask me when I'm telling you and I'm telling you, you don't listen? No. Of course, tariqat has become a game now. People are thinking it is so easy. So, you cannot. People who have taken bayat, they do evil things because they don't take their shaykh as a guide. They take their shaitan as a guide. Their shaitan is saying, no, shaykh actually is saying this. But the shaykh is there. You can check with him. There's a person who used, one time he came to Shaykh Effendi and he said, you came to me in a dream, says, and you told me to rob a bank. And Shaykh Effendi is saying, don't listen to that is coming from shaitan. But you came to me and said, don't listen to me, I'm here, I'm telling you in awakening situation, don't do that is shaitan. Okay. Next day he came, I dream again, you came to me, I have to do it. He says, don't do it. Again he came, I have to do it. Shaykh Effendi is saying, if you do it, you're going to get punished. He did it. Now, can you say that person didn't know? Everyone who comes on Judgment Day, Allah will ask, can you say you didn't know? Can you honestly say, I didn't warn you? In thousands of ways, I didn't warn you. Can you say that? Cannot. The murid must have that understanding before Judgment Day. He was smacked. Big smack came to him. Physically smacked. His jaw was moved from its place. They have to put wires. So you don't listen. There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee because you say the shahadat. There is no guarantee because you say the shahadat you're going to go to paradise. Yazid said the shahadat too. In fact, he was with the Sahabis. When he was young, he was playing, friendly, and holding the hands of Hazrat Hussein too. So that is what Shaykh Effendi is saying. Your lineage is not going to save you. Your name is not going to save you. Even all your good work is not going to save you if you don't understand your ego. Because all those ones who commit, so many people, especially in the name of religion, they're doing so many things. They think they're doing good thing. They don't think they're doing evil thing. They think they're doing good thing, but they fool themselves. You become so blind. But that guide is in front of you. He's not blind, and he's saying, don't do that. You refuse to listen. Then you're going to get it. There's nothing that is going to save you then that time. Nothing. You have to get the punishment. Be careful, because these days, as Shaykh Effendi is saying, those people of the Akhir Zaman, when they get the punishment, they get the heaviest punishment, because the wrong things that they're doing is so unusual that it used to be the stuff of legends. It's like, they used to do that, really? Thousands of years ago, and people are doing it every day openly now. Their punishment was, after so much mercy reaching to them, and they didn't listen, they sent to non-existence Same thing is going to happen to this ummah. They'll be sent to non-existence. Yes, Prophet ﷺ was worried for us. He was worried. And he was crying. Now, there was one time that he was reading prayers and he came across a certain ayat talking about the punishment of Allah, and he was crying so much that he didn't stop until Jibreel alayhi salam came and said to him, your Lord is saying don't cry. And so we know that you are crying for your ummah, and Allah is saying we have already forgiven your ummah. Does that mean there are millions of people now who are committing the most evil actions to the ones that He loves most, the orphans, the children, the women, the poor people, the Muslim? Do you think these people are in that category of that ummah is going to be saved? Maybe they're not even going to rise on the Day of Judgment as this ummah. Maybe they're not even going to be raised on the Day of Judgment as a human. Maybe they're not even going to be raised on the Day of Judgment because they're already thrown to non-existence. Just like the ummah of Nuh alayhi salam. They don't appear, thrown to garbage. Your lineage cannot save you. Your association cannot save you. You say, I follow this one, I follow that one. You don't follow. You didn't follow. You never followed. That's why you're in this position. You cannot bank on that too. This is a lesson for us. We have to be careful. We have to be awake and we have to be aware. And especially taking the rights of others. We have to be very aware. So, awareness is not to be confused. It's the opposite. Awareness is knowing. Yeah? So the Shaykh is there to make you to know. You have always walked this way. You become more aware. Now you're watching your Shaykh, you're watching other people. Say, oh, the way I'm walking is wrong. I never knew it was wrong. I've always walked like this before. You learn. Yes, I mean, it might seem like a silly example, but so many people walk wrongly. From that walk that is wrong, they hurt themselves physically. Their whole spine goes, that is just physical. What about the spiritual now? So more awake and more aware, more you want to submit, more you want to be a copy. But knowing what is for you so that you can carry. Definitely you're not going to continue with your disobedience and your wrong thing and thinking you're exception. This is one of the most dangerous things in Islam, one of the most dangerous things in tariqat. When you think you're exception, you're different, you're special. There's the first thing that Shaitan did. Can you imagine? Imagine infinite number, billions and billions and billions of angels all bowing down, and he refused. Only one to refuse. What kind of arrogance, what kind of exception he takes to himself. And there are always people who are like that. There are always murids who are like that. You don't get it. We get it. What do you get is what you get more worship, more generosity, more putting your ego under control. Is that your exception? That kind of exception is okay? No. Your speciality, your exception is you don't get it, I get it, and I can do more wrong things, more evil things because I'm exception. You don't get it. It's always been the trick from the beginning up till the end. Every nation that comes. That was the mistake of those ones who are following Isa alayhi salam. And they twist everything. And they say we want to follow, but you don't get it. You don't get the spirituality. be busy with your shariat. The shariat that Isa alayhi salam is holding, and he says, I came to uphold the shariat, he says, is not necessary for us. The first thing that goes is shariat, the sense of right and wrong. First thing. And they say, all of those things, it doesn't apply to us. We have the special knowledge. May Allah make us more grateful. May Allah make us to become more aware. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from those who understand, and those who understand our weakness in our servanthood, and not to be from those who are ungrateful. Wa min Allahu tawfiq. Al-Fatiha.